Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Jeremy. Welcome back to my channel. And as y'all know, school has started for literally everybody and it's been literally the worst thing ever. I thought I missed school because I had like such a long break, like a 5-week break. But as soon as I went to my first class, I was literally like, damn, like take me back to my break, man. If you're new to the channel, I want to give you guys a welcome. I post college content videos, whether it's my life, rants, thoughts, questions, or anything of the like. And I post content weekly, so hit the subscribe button and hit the like video if you haven't yet. Now everybody knows that at school, there's different professors for everything. There are some good professors, there are some bad professors. And if you're stuck with a good professor, then you're pretty lucky. But if you are stuck with a bad professor, then it's just like bad. It can be frustrating because some of these professors are like really hard to understand. They are too quiet. They're unorganized, their grading scale is weird, their projects don't make sense. You know, just a bunch of various things that I don't really like about these professors. And even though I don't have one right now, I did have a kind of like a bad professor during my freshman year. It was for my biology class. It was like a lecture class and I had like 108 people in there. She was literally so quiet, you can't even hear her at all. Like if you're sitting in the back, man, you probably could hear the birds chirping through the closed doors rather than my professor. Like literally imagine you're going to a movie theater and you're listening through the whole movie through an iPhone speaker. Like that's just how bad it is. You just cannot hear anything. Now, you know, as college students, you always want to look through good professors to like, you know, ratemyprofessors.com or whatever website you guys have to like, you know, see the ratings of each professor. But if some of you guys are stuck with bad professors due to, you know, scheduling issues or registration issues or whatever kind of issues you have, and then you're stuck with a bad professor and you just want to take the course to get it over with, well, I'm here to tell you guys that there are some ways to, you know, just to pass the class or just to make it more manageable, even though with a bad professor. And I'm going to share you guys those tips right now and the tips that I did during my freshman year when I had this professor. So the first thing that I want to bring up is always to make a friend in the class. Like literally, as soon as you get in, you already know it's going to be bad. You already see the ratings. It's going to be bad. You might as well just talk to somebody next to you, man. Like, hey, what's up? Like, hey, what's up? How's it going? You know, can I get your number? Can I get your Facebook? Whatever it is as a means of interaction outside of the classroom. Because if you're gonna be lost in that classroom, you don't wanna be lost alone. You might as well just be lost with somebody else because maybe that person might know something a little better, or maybe they could talk to you about something that they're lost about and you guys could work it out together. But you know, it's always important to have a friend to talk to. So you're not alone in the class, you're not completely lost, at least you have somebody to talk to. So you guys could, you know, read the stuff over together, work on stuff together, teach each other. So it's not that bad at all if you have a bad professor. Number 2 is probably just take a look at the lecture notes. And this is pretty straightforward. If the professor uploads any lecture notes and stuff and you're just lost and they're just bad, I mean, always take a look at it, even though you don't know what the hell is going on. Take notes. Because, you know, as soon as you rewrite something with your handwriting, a lot of studies find it that, you know, you memorize your stuff more. So even though you have a bad professor, at least you might have some kind of understanding on the subject. And you always want to use this to your advantage. Print out the PowerPoint slides, print out the lectures, so that even if your professor doesn't even know what they're doing, at least you could always take a look at your notes and you could always just write things down, whatever's on the board or whatever the professor's doing. And yeah. Number 3 is that if you know the professor's bad, then you probably know the rest of the class is going to go downhill from there. So obviously, you want to look for extra help. Another way to get extra help is to attend study sessions and review sessions. So for my biology class, I did have the, you know, bad or crappy professor. So thankfully in my school, they had this like biology lecture review session or whatever for, you know, per chapter. So I always attended it. So I kind of treated my actual lecture class as my secondary priority and my review session as number 1 priority because I learned more from there. You know, there's group discussions, there's teacher assistants who come in and help out. And it's just awesome. Like it's more of a learning experience. It's like a 10-to-2 like ratio, you know, 10 students, every like 2 people who help you out. So that's always the best thing to do. And I got my friend to go with me. So we went together and, you know, it's just awesome. Like we both learned together, we both could help each other out. That's why, back to tip number 1, always grab a friend to go to these review sessions with. Number 4, it's kind of unpreferable and kind of bad in a way, but just don't show up to class if it's really pointless. I mean, literally in this lecture hall, I see, you know, 10, 20 people watching Netflix with their headphones on. And like literally, why are they even there? You know, like you might as well just do it at home. You might as well just go home early, head to the library. Like, why are you being distracted in the class when you're watching your Netflix show? So if this professor is really that bad, you might as well not even show up and just, you know, skip class. Now, obviously, I'm only saying don't show up to class if attendance is not required. If attendance is required, then obviously you want to show up because it's going to hurt your grade if you don't show up. I mean, it's unethical for me to say this, but I mean, it's the most, you know, it's the most logical thing and economical thing to do. Like, just save your time. You might as well use that class time to review some notes about the class rather than just, you know, staring off to the distance and doing nothing. So number 5 is probably to just show that you're active and participating in some kind of way. And, you know, it's always good to know your professor, and especially if they personally know you. And you could do this by, you know, whether emailing, showing up at office hours, at least even though you don't show up to class, they will still know you, you know, in office hours. I mean, if it's a big lecture hall, they probably won't even know that you're missing. But if it's a small one, then I guess they will know that you're missing. So at least make it seem like you're a good student. So who knows, you know, maybe some professors who have, you know, favoritism, they'll know you and they'll see you. So even though you don't understand what the hell's going on, at least when they look at your grades, like, oh yeah, I know this person, I know they show up to my office hours, I know they participated. So, you know, I'll just give them a better grade, you know? Number 6 is that no matter how boring the professor is, at least show up before the test. And this is crucial because sometimes before the test, they always review information that's not in the book or in the notes. You know, sometimes the professors are like, oh yeah, by the way, this won't be in the book, or by the way, this won't be in the notes, but this is going to be on the test, so this is important. And I always notice this a lot, even with my good professors or my bad professors or all professors in general, that before a test, just show up. You know, you always want to be there. You don't want to miss out on anything, especially if it's already a bad professor, then you really don't want to miss out on the things that they're going to put on the test. That's not on the notes and that's not on the book. So always attend before tests. And number 7, it's going to be a tip where you could help yourself in the future and help your friends as well. If you know this professor is bad, then you also might as well just spread the word and leave a review online. Tell your friends, and, you know, just as advice, just don't even take them at all. You know, I mean, obviously you're going to know that, but when you see their name, when you're registering for classes, just nope, just avoid it at all costs. Tell your friends, spread the word, and it's like, hey, you know, this professor is a bad professor. Just beware and help your colleagues out, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are the 7 tips that I did last year during my freshman year, and I ended up getting an A in the class, and I didn't even show up like 80% of the time. I literally just studied with a friend, attended review sessions, just, you know, did Google Docs online, shared it with a couple of my classmates, and we just studied all together. And I passed the class with an A, no problem. I only showed up literally for the exams. And yeah, honestly, you guys could pull it off too. Just be smart about your decisions, and, you know, bad professors are everywhere. So always be ready to, you know, manage this type of situations as a college student. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like, hit the subscribe button down below. I post college content weekly, whether it's my life, rants, thoughts, questions, or whatever. So we'll see you guys in the next video, and hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Bye guys.